friends, it's a late afternoon. Happy Easter from Lexi and Yappy. So grab a snack or grab some dessert, or you're having Easter Sunday dinner, and come on back. Happy Easter, friend. Yappy is in her Easter bunny ears today, looking all cute and everything. I hope everybody's having a fabulous resurrection weekend if you celebrate Easter. And if not, I hope you're having a fabulous Sunday. It's been a beautiful sunny day here. It's 82 degrees out right now, and warm and sunny and beautiful. And we're going to have 80s all week long. 60s in the morning, 80s in the evening, and then the latter part of the week we're going to have rain. But that's fine. Rain when it's warm is okay. Rain when it's cold outside, I don't like it. When it's cold and damp, don't like it. So looking forward to the nice weather. My daughter goes back to work though this week on Thursday, and we've had a wonderful 2 weeks. And you know, we've come to some realizations. We've spent a lot of bonding time together. And it's important. You know, Zoe is my best friend. You know, she's 27 now, and she's a grown-ass woman. And she and our relationship is just metamorphosized, you know, into us really trying to help each other and work with each other and just take care of each other, you know, and that's what I like. And I want her to just blossom and be all the things and do all the things, you know, that she hopes and dreams of. And I'm just so happy that I could be here just to guide her in the right direction. But I mean, she's a grown-up, and, you know, she knows what she wants and what she wants to do with herself. And I'm just proud of her. So I'm so excited, you know, of this weekend, you know, so excited that we've been able to spend these 2 weeks together, because we haven't had a full amount of time together since 2023 when she took off. Well, she was forced off. She had to have emergency surgery. She left work one day. She was sick as a dog. We had been off. I take that back. We had been off for maybe a week to celebrate my mother's birthday in 2023. And Zoe was sick, and we thought it was maybe all the foods, as we had ordered and we're eating everything that my mother loved, all the foods that she loved. We decided to celebrate her in that way and eat all of her dishes and everything that she loved, and things that she liked out, not things that I would cook per se. And Zoe was so sick. She was so sick, and we thought she had food poisoning. She was just sick as a dog. And the day that she had to go back to work, she kind of called out sick, and then the next day she went back, and she had to leave early. And I'm like, let's go to the urgent care. And I took her to the urgent care, and her tongue was black. And I know that was from the Pepto. We didn't know that then, though. I didn't know that that's the effect that antacids or Pepto-Bismol and things had on your system, especially when you don't feel good. And the nurse there was such a nice person. And she says, you know what? That's a reaction to what you've been taking. She says, but you're really sick, and I feel like it's something else. You need to go to the emergency room. We don't have the capacity to really tell you what's going on here. You need to go to the emergency room where there's a doctor on call and everything. She said, but I said, oh, well, the hospital's right up the street. And she's like, no, I'm going to send you to another emergency room. It's a little further away from here, but you'll see why when you get there. And it was a miracle. That emergency room that she sent us to was an emergency room only. There was no hospital attached or anything. It was just an emergency room. I never even heard about it. I've lived here for 23 years and never knew that. Never knew that. In this state for 23 years and never knew that that place existed. And we went in. They took Zoe like that. There was nobody there. And Zoe and I, whenever we go someplace and there's nobody, we always bring a crowd. And after that, the place started getting filled up. And I was sitting out there with my phone, and I was doing a few videos and stuff. And I'm like, well, you know, this is way before I was back on this platform. Of course, this was like 2 years ago. And I see this woman come out towards me, and I'm like, well, I wonder what that's about, because why didn't Zoe just come out? And I says, oh, how's my daughter doing? She's like, oh, we need you to come back in. I'm like, ooh, okay. So I went back to where they had Zoe. And I don't know if she had an IV drip. I don't know. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on. And they had just taken her urine sample. And her urine was like the color of mud. And we've never seen that before. And she said, yeah, she's got pancreatitis and her gallbladder needs to come out like now, like yesterday. It needed to be out. And so she's like, we're going to get an ambulance. And I said, no, because I wasn't paying that bill of an ambulance coming. I'm like, no, she can walk still. She can talk. She's not in any pain anymore. You all have given her meds, whatever. I'm going to take her home because she needs to get her things that she needs, her pillow, her blanket, all that stuff. And I'll take her to the emergency room. So that's what we did. We came back home. We got all the stuff, packed her little bag, and took her to the hospital, and which they admitted her right away. They had already set it up in the ER, a room and a bed for her and everything. So that was already taken care of. So all we had to do was show up there. She had to show her insurance and sign whatever paper, and then put myself down for emergency and that, and then they whisked her away. And thank God she was in the hospital for over a week, and because of the pancreatitis, they couldn't operate on her right away, and that was very, very serious. And it was so funny because, of course, that wasn't funny, but afterwards, she was home for a month. I mean, that's major fucking surgery. You know, Zoe has never had surgery before, and at that age, she was 25. She had never had any kind of surgery. And thank God. And she came home, and all of her co-workers and that were, well, I had my gallbladder removed, and then I was back to work in 2 days and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, do we not know that we are all different beings and creatures? My body is not your body, and your body is not my body, you know? So she recuperated for a month, and that was the best time we had together, because it was stressful, because, you know, we're like, well, where's the money coming from? But you know what? We didn't worry about anything. We didn't stress over anything. And it was during Thanksgiving. She got my mother's birthday. If you're new here, my name is Alexis. This is the incomparable Miss Yappy here, and my cohort and my support chihuahua here on this platform. And my mother passed away almost 4 years ago, June 7th, 2021. And my mother's birthday is 11/11. So Zoe took off for that week of my mother's birthday, 11/11, and then she got sick. So we were home for Thanksgiving and everything. So Zoe really didn't get paid or, you know, anything during that time. And I'm like, well, you know, we're not going to have Thanksgiving dinner or anything. You know, what are we going to do? And Zoe really loves that. You know, she wants to have her turkey and stuff. But we were home. We were able to be home and watch the Macy's parade, which is our tradition. Has been a tradition of mine since I was a baby. And, you know, just have that time together. Just she was recuperating, and it was a time for me to take care of her, because Zoe always takes care of me. Zoe does everything. Zoe cooks for me. If I'm tired, you know, she'll make something to eat. I'm the cook. I'm the chief cook and bottle washer here. That's my job here. Zoe works, and I take care of the cooking and the cleaning and that kind of thing. But, you know, it was a time for me to do for her. Like, she had always taken care of me and made my water when I run out of water, and do everything for me, and take the garbage and do all the things. So it was my turn to do for her. And it was so nice. It was such a bonding time for us. You know, such a bonding time. So this 2 weeks off for Coachella has been amazing. Right now, I'm in the Yuma tent. Let's pump it some house music. Yeah! Ow! Makes me happy. This is my happy place. You see all the lights back there behind Yappy? That's where I'll be DJing. DJ Lexi Chan on the ones and twos. That's where I will be. Coachella, baby. Yes. I love it so much. I love it so much. So Yappy and I just wanted to come on and give a very brief happy Easter today. I know so many people don't celebrate it, and we're here. I'm in my spiritual realm and with the tarot and the oracle and all of that, but I am a little Catholic girl at heart, and I still have my faith. I still pray to my rosary and to my saints, my angels and saints. And I'm a believer, and I love Easter. I love it. The resurrection. I love it. And so I just wanted to come on and wish you the happy Easter, and that Yappy wanted to show off her ears, her bunny ears, So I did pull 2 cards for the collective. I asked Divine Spirit, to please tell me what the collective needed to know. So the first card I pulled was from the Angels of Abundance deck, and I'll pop it up here. And the card is, it is safe for you to receive. And she's so beautiful, so beautiful. And it says, the more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for good coming to you through you as it blesses the world. And this resonated with me so much. Plus it matches me, what I'm wearing today. My Easter pastel blue, mint blue. But this card resonated so much because that's what I'm doing here. I'm allowing, Divine Spirit and divine timing, and these cards that I have here are basically, I've received these with open arms. I received this gift with open arms, and it's a conduit for me to you. And I just love this card so much. And to bless you, to bless the world here. I say all the time, we are going global. And this is my blessing. My blessing here is to serve you. When I say my Divine Spirit prayer, which I'm going to recite. I'm going to recite it every time I'm on here. Divine Spirit within me, move me in the direction of my highest good this day. Move my mind, move my words, move my body, move my emotions so that I am able to be my best, do my best, serve my best, and experience the best Easter Sunday ever. The best Easter Sunday ever. And thank you. Thank you, Spirit. And thank you, Spirit, for the cards. I did thank you, Spirit, for these cards, for the good news. I'm here to share the good news. That's all I want to do here, is to spread the good news. Always, always. And the next card I pulled was from the Angel Number Oracle cards. And this card is 2002. This card has so much synchronicity and so much meaning to me because I moved here to Charlotte, North Carolina in 2002. Zoe was a little 4-year-old baby girl, and she had just turned 4.5. And we moved here. We drove here all the way from Phoenix, Arizona. Here, it took me 4 days. Zoe, my mother, and I, Zoe in tow with my mother and I. My mother, at that time, I think she wasn't 70 yet, or she might have just been getting ready to turn 70 when we got here. And I think, let's see, 2001. I got to do the math. I don't have my, let's see. Let's get the calculator. Let's get the calculator because my brain can't handle this today. I don't have the bandwidth for this today. Let's see. 2002 minus. Yes. My mother was 70 when we moved here. So my mother was a diabetic, and she didn't, she was losing her peripheral vision and her senses in that way. So she didn't feel comfortable driving and not driving that distance on the freeway. And I was in a live earlier, Sisterhood of Seasons. If you didn't know or didn't watch, it's on the Soul Whisperers channel, Althea Grace. And we do it once a month or twice a month. Our next show will be the end of May, the last Sunday in May. And our topic today, we were doing a send-off for the beautiful Indigo Jaguar, Heather, who is on a cross-country trek from where she lived in New York, Niagara Falls, moving all the way to Oregon. And so we wanted to send her off and hold space for her and send her off with all the good juju and well wishes on her journey. And I spoke about that, us being in our little Dodge Neon with Zoe in the back seat with all the stuff all around her and her sitting in her little seat in the middle and Mommy and I driving. And I drove every leg of that trip. And so it took us about 4 days, 4.5 days or so. And we drove from where we were in Phoenix. The first night we stayed over in Flagstaff, Arizona. And then the second, and this was October, so it was starting to get cold then. And it was cold in Flagstaff. And then the next morning we left Flagstaff and we got to Gallup, New Mexico, where the beautiful balloon, the balloons, the hot air balloons had their festival. So it was so beautiful. And then we left there the next day and we drove through. I had everybody cracking up because I drove through Texas. Texas is a big haul. Texas is huge. And I was determined that day to get through Texas. And we drove through and we ended up staying in Oklahoma City that night. And there was something going on there. I don't know if it was October. I don't know what's going on in October. Some kind of sports thing or something. I mean, it was buzzing. It was buzzing. And then maybe football. I don't know what was going on then. And then that next morning we left and we got all the way to Jackson, I think, Tennessee. And Zoe had got a little fever. And so we stayed an extra day in the hotel there. And then that next day we left and we drove through the Smoky Mountains, which are so beautiful, but it is smoky. If you've never been there, but you've heard about it, when you're driving through, it's like you're going down on a decline and you're just going in like a zigzag, and it's nothing but haze and smoke. It's like amazing. And it took us all those days to get here. So I can't even imagine, how Heather is, the nervousness, the excitement, everything, because we were coming here sight unseen. Mommy and I had never been to North Carolina. But Mommy, being from New York, she wanted to be closer to our family and everybody in New York. So if we had to get there, we could. But we knew we couldn't afford to move back to New York. And we were used to our creature comforts, having a car and driving and having our apartment with our dishwasher and our washer and dryer and all that stuff that we might not have had in a New York apartment because we wouldn't have been able to afford some high-rise downtown Manhattan, which is where I would have wanted to be. So, we had a family member here, my mother's godchild, and he's like, well, why don't you come here? And then his family members and everybody were here. So that's how we ended up here 23 years ago. October 7th will make 23 years that we've been here in North Carolina. So when I hear Heather embarking on this journey, it brings me back. It brings me back to all of this. So let's get back to the card. This card says the void. And if you don't know, and I'll try to pop something up here, I'm embarking on a podcast, Zoe and I, with the beautiful, beautiful 3 degrees of love divination. I got that from Althea Grace because she says 3 degrees of love divination. The beautiful Alana Banana. And it's Alana's baby, but it's a collective podcast between the 3 of us, but it's her baby, and she came up with this into the spiritual void. And this card, when I saw that it said void, I'm like, okay, there's so many synchronicities here. And so that our first airing will be on May 4th. May the 4th be with you. And we will be talking about the spiritual void, and in conjunction with pop culture and modern movies and different things. And our first episode will be in conjunction with Star Wars. So, because it's on May 4th, so May the 4th be with you. So I hope that you all will tune in tune into our podcast. We're very excited about it, and we're getting ready to film that soon, and so excited. So I hope that you all show up and support us. It would mean the world to the three of us. And this card, the key words for this card are longing, technology, ambition, genius, forward thinking, stress, and depression. Could mean those things. And we're going on a high note with this one, where basically you have more control over your life than you realize. Learn and execute what interests you. And I talked about this before. If you have a passion or you want to learn something, you want to grow, learn it and execute it. Execute what interests you. Learn everything you can about it. Turn things around. If you're going through right now something, I want to do something, but I'm scared to do something. And there was a reading today, Sacred Knowledge Tarot. If you haven't heard about her, I'm going to pop her up. She's amazing, Rhea. And her reading was a Leo reading. I only watch her Leo readings, or if she has something that's general for the collective, for the most part. And her Pisces, if she does any Pisces, because my daughter is a Pisces. And also Virgo, because Leo is my sign, but I'm a Virgo. Virgo, I think Sun and Virgo rising. So I'm Leo, Virgo. My birthday is August 9th, so I'm a Leo. But Virgo are my other signs. And I don't know what else is in there for me, but that's what I know. And she said that, learning, her reading was about learning and getting good with something that's going to change your life. And that's going to change your life abundantly. Like this card, the angel card really goes with this. Because this card says the more you allow yourself to see, the more resources you have available to share with others. So the more you have to receive, the more you learn and get that knowledge, and you receive that knowledge, the more that it's fruitful for you, and then you could share it with other people. Same thing with this card. The cards don't lie. I asked Spirit for this, and these two cards were jumpers and jumped out. This is what Spirit is trying to tell us, what she's trying to tell us. It gets better with time. Divine timing. There are plenty of friends to make, like what I've made here with all of you, my beautiful friends. So chill out. Have fun and open up. Go outside. That's another message. Go outside. Be out in nature. Ground yourself. I just had this conversation with one of my soul sisters. I'm like, every message that I have gotten from January to this day is like, Lexi, you need to get your ass out there. You need to ground yourself. I live in an apartment, not really a concrete jungle, because I'm not like in a big city in New York or anything here in South Charlotte, but I live in a 2-story walk-up apartment. When I get downstairs, of course, it's concrete and asphalt, the parking lot. There is grass back here behind me, but that's where everybody walks their dogs and all that kind of thing. So it's not like where I want to go and really ground myself. I can't like take my shoes off and like stand there in the grass, which I would love to do. So I'm trying to figure out ways that I can ground myself, either with my hands, like in some soil, or with sand, my soul sister recommended to me to try to do. And I wish that I was close to the beach here. Growing up in the Virgin Islands, we did this every week. We went to the beach every week. We were always grounded in the water. But what I forgot to tell my soul sister, and I hope she watched this video of Sacred Knowledge Tarot, Rhea. She said something that I never ever thought about. I was today years old when I realized this. We're grounding even when we take a shower in that water. I took my shower this morning, a beautiful hot shower, and just, she says you're grounding because think of the water, cleansing you and getting off all the energy and the bad juju of the day, and running your feet in the water and the water running down. That's grounding. And I never really thought of that. So now when I take my showers, especially at night, you're grounding from the day and you're just getting everything. That is grounding ritual. And I will do that from now on. So that's something to think about. So these two cards were for you, collective, for me, for you, for Yappy, for all of us. And I hope that something here, something resonated with you. I hope that something resonated with you here. And like I said before, I just want to wish you well. I hope you had the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Sunday, and that you have the most magnificent week ever this week. Remember, tomorrow morning, I will be on with Spiritual Rain Francis at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, New York time, and we will be on our sunrise chat and readings with Rain and Lexi tomorrow on her channel, Spiritual Rain Francis. And remember that on May 4th, we will be the podcast, Spiritual Void, with Zoe, Alana Banana, and myself. And then the last day of May, we will be back, the Sisterhood of Seasons, the beautiful Miss Althea Grace, the Soul Whisperer, and the beautiful, beautiful Nancy, A Crone's Intuition, my beautiful Nancy, love her so much. We will be on again on May 25th. So come and check us out. Come and check us out all over the place. We'll be all over. And Lexi, I will be back doing lives again this week. I haven't been doing too many lives, but I'm trying to get back into the lives. So I'll be back. I finally figured out how to restrict all my things to 18 and older. So that's going down, especially when I have a video that has a lot of profanity. I just figured out how to do that. So that's amazing. So that will be happening. And we won't have to worry about teeny boppers on the live. Because I kept wondering, why do I keep getting these 7-year-old children on my lives? They can be on today's live. It's Easter Sunday. Yappy is dressed up as the Easter Bunny. So they can be here today, but that's it. So, sending you so much love, so much love, so much love today and every day. And I'll see you. I'll see you. I'll be back here tomorrow and with another video, because I made that commitment. And to be consistent, which is my word for 2025, with my authentic self, which is my other word for 2025. And I'm posting a video every single day until June 30th. And then we'll regroup and we'll decide what we want to do. I might just keep doing videos every day for the duration. Why not? I'm used to it now, so why not? You all are used to seeing me, so why not? So I love you. Remember, you have more control over your life than you realize. You really do. And the more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. So I leave you on that note. So from Yappy and I on this beautiful Resurrection Day, this Easter Sunday, love you plenty, friend.